Hi, I'm Brett from Go Fast Bits, and we are here at the 2018 Sema show. Sema is probably the biggest show that we do. We come here pretty much every year. I think I've missed 2 years out of this whole trip since 2001, I think was the first time we came here. So new products is always a bit of a rush, I must admit, when we've got the Sema deadline coming up, and we know we need to use that as a launching platform really for new products. What we've got this year, the Kia Stinger. We are releasing them as a twin valve kit. All of our usual valves, so the Mach 2, the hybrid dual port valves, the response venting bias adjustment valves, and the Deceptor Pro are all available as a dual port kit for the Stinger, direct bolt-on. The VTA range. So this is basically like our popular DV Plus valves for European cars. So you take the solenoid valve off, you separate the valve internals. So those are the parts that don't work. We keep the solenoid. We put it basically onto our VTA. Now that is basically a DV Plus that vents to atmosphere. So we've got them for the Audi VW range, also for the Focus, ST and RS. This is for the 1.4 and the 1.2 TSI engines. New cars like those ones that are starting to come out, they have no diverter valve. We're actually reintroducing a valve into the system. This is a blow-off valve, it vents to atmosphere. Little pipe here, it just clips in between the turbo and the charge pipe. So it's really easy to fit. You don't even need any tools, it just clips straight into the car. Gives you a blow-off sound, protects the turbo from compressor surge, very easy to install. So we launched the main range of the FXS, the FXR, the FXD last year. New version of the FXS designed to go straight into the fuel rail of, say, an XR6 turbo, Mark IV GTI, and a lot of European cars use those clip-in Bosch regulators. So this gives you the chance to flow more and adjust your fuel pressure and clip into the stock rail. So they basically go up in size. So the FXS is good for, generally around 800 horsepower. The ports are 1/8 MPT, then you go up to -6 and then -8. This is our blow-off valve stand. So we'll start down here, the Mach 2. It's a single outlet blow-off valve. It is sold in a recirculating configuration. It's a good replacement for a stock diverter valve. And then you move up to the hybrid valve. So this is the one that was pretty much the first dual port blow-off valve on the market back in 1998. This was designed to solve stalling problems on WRXs back in the day. You're splitting the air 50-50, you've got recirc, you've got atmosphere, and the ports are staged so that at low valve lifts, most of the air goes back to recirc, and then when you drive the car harder, you get more noise and it goes out to atmosphere. The response valve, now that one has been probably our most popular valve over the years. Same mechanism as the dual ports, but then you have the rotating sleeve inside that you can adjust with that ring, changing how much air goes to recirc and how much to atmosphere. Deceptor Pro, a response with a motor on it that you can adjust from inside the cabin. Moving on to the Euro type cars here. So the DVX is here for your, say, Mark 7 Golf R. Same kind of thing as the response. So you've got the little adjustment lever here. Part of the DVX range. This one is for the Hyundai Veloster. This DV Plus is straight Bosch replacement. The SV50, 50mm valve. It's good for race engines. It'll handle easily over 300 PSI. There's no diaphragm in this. It's a brass piston like all the other ones we run here. Yeah, the wastegate range here, we've got the EX38, 44 and 50. That's the valve size we're talking about there. Yeah, so the atomic boost controller, this thing, it just keeps going. The design hasn't changed in quite a while because it just works. It's so simple, it's so basic, so reliable. The GeForce 3, we launched it last year. It is an evolution of the GeForce 2, of course. What we've added to this one is the ability to connect an AFR wideband module to it. You can toggle between AFR and boost pressure. You can also set a lean cut. The D-Force, this is a diesel-specific boost controller, uses the same hardware, but this one allows an EGT input. You can plug that in, and the same thing, you can toggle between EGT display and boost pressure. With the diesel market, the EGT is what they really care about. The V2, diesel-specific VNT type boost controller. Bolt-on stuff still is really the bread and butter of our market. The easier you can make it for somebody to fit a product to a car, the better it's going to be. The idea is that you can take it off, put it back to stock, and no one will ever know. The demands that people are placing on products these days is it just keeps getting higher and higher. I mean, the horsepower levels we're talking about, the boost levels, Turbos are just dominating. It used to be all about cubic inches and superchargers, and now we're getting, it's just all about turbos.